Welcome to Batavia Spotlight, where we get to know more about community organizations and businesses here in Batavia and in our local communities. I'm Ellen Huxtable, your host. And our first guest today is Danny Hollis, who is the Executive Director of Water Street Studios. So thank you for joining us, Danny.
Thanks for having me, Ellen.
So tell us, what is Water Street Studios?
Water Street Studios is a nonprofit community arts center right in the heart of downtown Batavia. And we offer a lot of different programs, everything from gallery events to subsidized artist studios to community outreach to School of Art. And we also just host a variety of community events at our space as well.
So now you have artists that actually are in residence there, that have their studios there. How many of them do you have?
We have 25 artists and 26 studios. One of our resident artists is a photographer and uses one of the spaces as a studio and one of the spaces for like exhibiting her work, which is pretty neat. It's pretty unique.
So you're full up right now then as far as artists in your facility.
Yeah, so we're at, we don't have any available studios right now, and we have a 16-person waiting list, which is really great. But we're always looking for new people to come and hang out with us too, just because you don't have to be a resident artist to come and hang out with us. We pride ourselves on being a community arts center, so we want to make sure that everybody feels welcome. So you can participate in all sorts of different ways.
What are some of the things that somebody who isn't a resident artist can do?
So one of our biggest things that we have to offer is the School of Art, for sure. So if somebody wants to learn how to screen print, you can come and learn to do that either in a class or in a workshop. And then say you get really good at it and you're kind of like, I don't really want a teacher looking over my shoulder right now, I'd rather just do it myself. We have a makerspace program, and a print lab is part of that program that we offer. We have a print lab, a clay lab, and a metal lab, and you actually get it's a certain kind of membership, so you actually get to go in and use the materials and resources on a 24/7 hour basis, and you can just come and do whatever project you want. So we have sort of like a track, which is really neat. The other way is we do Second Fridays.
And
at Water
Second
Street.
Friday?
Yeah, so we do, it's a gallery opening reception every second Friday. So we do new shows every single month, which is nuts, but we're totally doing it, and it's really fun. So at those events, we have live music. We usually have the artists there who say a few words about their work, and you get to know them a little bit more, which is something that a lot of galleries can't offer. It's really hard to get the artists in your space, but we like to exhibit local artists and people who are well established in their field and invite them to come and talk about their work too. We have food by Gaetano's that's served, which is amazing. We have beer by Penrose Brewery. And then, we have live music and people kind of hang out. It's from 6 to 9 every second Friday. So you don't even, even if art's not really your thing, and you just want to come hang out with a bunch of really cool people, that's the best way to do it, is just come hang out with us.
Do you have to reserve in advance, or is there a charge for this?
No, it's all free.
It's just a free?
There's a suggested donation of $5 just so we can continue to do the events.
Absolutely.
And all that goes to supporting our programs. But it's a free thing. You can just kind of pop by whenever you want. Actually, never mind. That's another event. Yeah.
Yes. But as far as things go, then, if we want to just come by and see what's in the gallery, like when is the gallery open?
So we have public hours Friday from 1 to 9, and then Saturdays and Sundays 12 to 4. We're working on expanding those hours so that we can be open all week. But we're slowly working there. Yeah.
So if you're a member of the public, then you can come for the gallery hours. You can come to the events you have. And how do we find out about the classes you have? You mentioned the classes. That sounds very interesting. How do you find more about that?
So we distribute booklets all over town. Okay. And you can find our class booklets at coffee shops and the schools and things like that. But the easiest way is to just go to our website. And there's a School of Art tab. And there you can click, and the catalog actually pops up, and you can kind of scroll through the classes, which is really easy. And registration's very simple. It makes sense to become a member. We have a membership program at Water Street. So if you become a member, you get a discount on classes. And it pays for itself. So it's a win-win. Yeah.
So how is Water Street supported financially? How do you get enough to keep the thing going? Because it's a beautiful facility.
Yeah, we rely heavily on our community to be able to keep our doors open. So we rely on a lot of volunteers who are very dedicated to the programs that they help out in. But funding typically comes from local organizations and foundations. We've gotten a couple really large grants recently to expand our reach for the arts programs that we're offering. That allows us to, have pay instructors, which is something really we get to employ art instructors in the area. And it goes to supplies and paying for rent and all those sorts of things. But a lot of it is, it's our memberships, it's our fundraisers. Our gallery events actually help us significantly. We raise a good chunk of money every single month at those events. And then just local support from, corporate sponsorships, other sort of business partnerships that we have in the area, and then, seeking support from foundations also.
So now you mentioned events outside your area or outside of where you currently serve. Do you do outreach things in business in places other than your own gallery?
Yep. Yeah. So we have a community outreach program that's called Art Flow, and that program operates. We actually have a classroom that was funded by Boeing at the Batavia apartments. Okay. And so we teach after-school art programs there every Tuesday. We have an on-site community outreach program for teens, and that happens in one of our classrooms. We also have partnered up with Lazarus House in the past. We've worked with Mutual Ground. We partner up with Main Street all the time and help them at their community events. We've partnered up with yoga studios before. We're all about partnering and figuring out a way to get out into the community. So yeah, we're kind of up for any sort of weird creative partnership that we can manage.
That sounds fantastic. So if somebody wanted to learn more about your events or perhaps the studio things that you run, the classes, or to volunteer, how would they contact you?
Well, you guys, anybody can always just stroll in. We're usually there and the door's open, so come in and visit and we can talk in person. That's a really easy way. Our website has most of that information, so you can, you can find information about our gallery, about upcoming events, volunteer opportunities, or just just sign up for our mailing list. And I blast our email list, I don't know, probably a few times a month.
Great.
Facebook is also a really easy way to get to know what's going on. Anything through social media is going to be really helpful for the community to find out what the next event is. So.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Danny.
Thank you.
Enjoyed having you as our guest, so thank you.
Ellen.
And we will be right back after these messages.
Hi, I'm Tom Wangler, President of Confident Air. Regular maintenance can prolong the life of your furnace and keep your energy costs to a minimum. Plus, there's less of a chance of a breakdown on a cold winter night. Your furnace needs proper care and attention to keep it running smoothly, so you don't end up paying too much for heating during the cold winter months, or worse yet, with deadly carbon monoxide poisoning. We recommend an annual inspection to ensure safe operation. Confident Air, your trusted home comfort professionals since 1992.
The Drendel & Jansen's Law Group has practiced law in Aurora since 1961 and in Batavia since 1994.
We focus our energy on representing people and businesses and families in the local community.
We represent clients in Kane and surrounding counties in matters ranging from divorce to wills, business law to zoning.
We focus our efforts on planning and working towards positive resolutions for businesses and families.
When clients need someone to fight for their interests, we're ready, willing, and able to act as aggressive advocates to protect their interests.
Drendel & Jansen's Law Group with offices in Batavia and Aurora and located on the web at batavialaw.com.
The Kane County Chronicle is your best source for news and information in print and online in the Tri-Cities and Caneland.
This is Chronicle Country. This is Chronicle Country. This is Chronicle Country.
This is Chronicle Country.
This is Chronicle Country.
Downtown Batavia, always moving by nature. Recreation. Nature. The arts. Specialty shops. Restaurants and services. Downtown is everyone's neighborhood. Come, Celebrate. Meet friends. Unwind.
See you downtown.
Our next guests are Lori St. Vincent, who's the Marketing and Communications Coordinator for Emmanuel Lutheran Church, and Joanne Spitz, who's many, many things, but right now she is somebody that's with Chip In Batavia, and she's the co-chair of their committee. Welcome to the two of you. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Ellen.
Now we're here to talk about something that really isn't launched yet, but something that is a very vital part of the community. So tell us about what you have going and all about this.
Well, we're working right now on an avoiding homelessness group. Emmanuel Lutheran Church and School a few years back wanted to work with other groups within the community to help Batavia. And so we started what we call Batavia Community Partnership Breakfasts, and we invited community leaders, social service agencies, churches to come together for a breakfast. And the individuals in attendance break off into groups, enjoy a healthy, hearty breakfast, and discuss the topic of the day. And the topic of this most recent breakfast in January was how to help people who are on the verge of homelessness, people who are facing major financial crises. And the group decided that it was a much more complex problem than could be addressed that morning. And so they decided to have a subcommittee break off and study the problem and report back. So this group has met, I think, 5 times.
Yeah.
And we decided, or we learned right away, that there are very, very many services out there. And that probably the best thing we can do is help people connect with the services that are already available. So that's kind of where we're heading right now.
So what are some of the organizations that are participating in your subcommittee group?
Well, Emmanuel, Calvary Episcopal Church, Chip In, Batavia United Way, the Food Pantry, Interfaith Food Pantry and Clothes Closet.
Lazarus House. There's a lot of people on the list, but they all attend. There's a lot of different pastors. A lot of different pastors from different churches.
Batavia United Methodist Church.
Okay, now Joanne, you are with Chip In. Tell us a little bit about Chip In and how you interface with this group and how Chip In works with this group.
Chip In's been here for 3 years, and our purpose is to help students and families in need. That the students are in the Batavia Public Schools, and we work with the school district to identify needs. And we work with homeless and students who are low income. So it was a completely natural thing.
Absolutely.
And we've been part of the community breakfast. I think I've been there for at least 2 times, maybe 3. And it's a good group, and it meets, its goals are the same goals as ours.
Absolutely.
We're working with people who are homeless and who are on the brink of homelessness. But there's also a lot who don't have students as in much need as the families that we help.
So part of the challenge you have then is to let people know that you're out there, that you have this consortium almost that's there to help them.
Right, it's relatively new. We're just starting to work on a mission statement and refine our goals.
It's much easier for, I think, people with students. They can call the school district, and they have a lot of resources. I think it's a lot harder for people without students. And there's so many resources in this community that we thought we would have to make some. There's so many available, but the people don't know how to get them.
Or they're embarrassed.
They're embarrassed, and there's so many layers to their issue, they don't know where to start.
Okay,
so I think what we're trying to do now is figure out how to get them connected, to find an advocate or a person who can guide them and take them from point A to where they are and take some
work
steps.
through the problem, right? A mentor to help them work through the problem.
It's very complex then. I mean, it's not just a problem. There's many problems that are interrelated that have to be addressed.
Very often several problems interrelated.
So, like you said, you need a mentor. You need somebody that's going to be there, that's going to know the resources and be able to direct them and make the right contacts within the resources and get that all coordinated for people then.
And help them stick with the process. It can be long and tiring and upsetting, and it's difficult to stick with it.
I can imagine, because each of the organizations, I'm sure, has their own intake process, they have their own qualifications, et cetera. So what have you thought of about what are the qualifications that would enable somebody to take advantage of your services?
No, we haven't defined that yet, but someone who fears that they're about to lose their home or that feels they're in financial crisis, I mean, to the point that they would reach out, I would imagine anybody willing to reach out would be somebody who could benefit from what we hope to provide at some point.
But primarily in the Batavia area then? Or?
Yes.
That's what this
That's what this group is concentrating on. I would say Batavia Township, just like the clothes closet.
And Batavia Township is involved in this group as well.
Right.
Okay. So now one of the things you mentioned just now was the clothes closet and the food pantry. They're participants in this.
Yes.
And so they would be able to help direct people toward
yes.
in your services.
Yes.
Have you had very many referrals yet into your group, or are you
for
still
members?
For members.
Yes, it seems each month we have a new member or two. Someone Liz Eakins will run into somebody at another meeting. Liz Eakins from the executive director of Lazarus House will run into someone at another meeting she attends and recommends them to our group, or Joanne will. And it's been interesting to watch their group grow and expand with all these new voices.
And every time you get somebody, you have additional resources
to
offer.
Exactly, and they know someone who can offer another.
It's amazing what's out there.
It is.
We can write this. It's amazing what's still out there. How about as far as clients? Have clients started to use your resources, or are you not quite ready for that yet?
We're not to that point yet.
Individually, I think, for different people in our group, they use them, but as a whole, our group, I don't think we've really gotten there yet.
Not as an organization.
So it's still informal. If one of you knows of somebody that needs something, you informally know who the contacts are, so you can do that. But you're still working on your structure.
Yes.
But we sometimes have a whole discussion during or before the meeting, because we're all there together, that we all are collaborating now on things that we have already been doing. But it's helpful, and you lead one person to the other.
And I was sharing with Joanne earlier that business contact of mine did call me and say, I heard that you are on a committee helping people who are on the verge of homelessness. I have a friend who's on the verge of homelessness. Can you tell me what to do? And so I directed them to some of our resources. So the word is starting to get out, I guess.
And you're doing it informally right now, so that's a great way to start things off.
Right.
So now, if somebody was in need of your services, somebody is listening to this or hears about this and is in that situation that they're really fearful for losing their residence, what is the best way for them to start to access the information that you and your colleagues have?
The first place they should probably try is the Interfaith Food Pantry and Clothes Closet.
Okay.
They're very aware of all the resources that are available.
And what about if somebody has got a passion for this? Somebody understands what you're trying to do, wants to contribute to this. What should they do if they wanted to maybe be a part of this or find out more about this?
They could contact me on my office number.
Okay, do you want to give us your contact information so they know?
The number at Emmanuel Lutheran Church and School is 630-879-7163. And my email is lstvincent, all one word, all lowercase, no period.
No period.
lstvincent at emmanuelbatavia.org.
Well, thank you both for being here, and thank you for sharing this. I think that there's going to be wonderful things coming from this, and it's a real community service to the people in our community that very much need it. So thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you.
And we will return right after a few messages from our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Tom Wangler, President of Confident Air. Regular maintenance can prolong the life of your furnace and keep your energy costs to a minimum. Plus, there's less of a chance of a breakdown on a cold winter night. Your furnace needs proper care and attention to keep it running smoothly, so you don't end up paying too much for heating during the cold winter months, or worse yet, with deadly carbon monoxide poisoning. We recommend an annual inspection to ensure safe operation. Confident Air, your trusted home comfort professionals since 1992.
The Drendel & Jansen's Law Group has practiced law in Aurora since 1961 and in Batavia since 1994.
We focus our energy on representing people and businesses and families in the local community.
We represent clients in Kane and surrounding counties in matters ranging from divorce to wills, business law to zoning.
We focus our efforts on planning and working towards positive resolutions for businesses and families.
When clients need someone to fight for their interests, we're ready, willing, and able to act as aggressive advocates to protect their interests.
Trendle and Jansen's Law Group with offices in Batavia and Aurora and located on the web at batavialaw.com.
The King County Chronicle is your best source for news and information in print and online in the Tri-Cities and Caneland.
This is Chronicle Country. This is Chronicle Country. This is Chronicle Country.
This is Chronicle Country.
This is Chronicle Country.
Downtown Batavia, always moving by nature. Recreation. Nature. The arts. Specialty shops. Restaurants and services. Downtown is everyone's neighborhood. Come, celebrate, meet friends, unwind.
See you downtown.
Welcome back to Batavia Spotlight. Our next guest is Karen Hollis from Hollis Jewelers. It's right here in Batavia. Karen, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Ellen.
Well, tell us all about Hollis Jewelers and the wonderful things you have in your store.
Oh, we have been hopping. We have been there now 11 years. We just celebrated our 11th year anniversary, and I think the coolest part still is keeping that from fun to fine atmosphere where we have something for everybody at every price point. And having 4,100 square feet now of a store has been a lot to play with.
Absolutely. Now, besides all of the wonderful jewelry and fashion things you have there, you also have wine.
We do. We opened a 12-foot wine bar that we're really, really excited about hosting events for people. We've done chamber events, book signings, networking events. We really wanted to immerse ourselves into the community when we opened the store, and this is just a great outlet for that.
Great. Now, one of the things I know is your passion is some of the design work that you do. So tell us about some of the things you do that sort of promoted this.
Well, I think everybody has something sitting in your jewelry box that you've kept for a long time and you don't know why, but someone special gave it to you. And I love being able to get those out of boxes and repurpose them. We can take stones out. I can sometimes even use the gold that the ring came out of, and just being able to pass on something that was, originally sitting in the box. I mean, it's not a good way to honor somebody that way, but being able to wear it and show it and pass that on to your grandchildren while you're around, I think is the greatest gift somebody could do.
Now, I know that one of the groups that you serve very well are the people that are about ready to get married.
Oh, that's my favorite. I love to see young love. I mean, we are all about, the first question I ask somebody is, how did you guys meet? And almost 9 times out of 10, the guy's like, nobody's ever asked me that question. And to me, it's like, that helps me frame, what kind of ring she might like. If she's a hairdresser, she probably doesn't want a ring that sits up high. So I can offer suggestions for that. With Pinterest now, guys just come in and they're like, can you get me this ring? I'm like, I can. And the cool thing about our store is we have so many creative people there that if I don't have it in the store, I can make it and I can create it. And I have people that do that. And that has really taken us to the next level, which has been amazing.
I know people who sometimes want a ring that is something having to do with fantasy or something that's especially Star Trek-y or whatever it might be. And so people can actually get a piece of jewelry, whether it's a ring or a pendant or something else, that is absolutely a one-of-a-kind piece.
One of our jewelers hand carves like the bulldog or the Viking or the fleur-de-lis for St. Charles. I mean, he can do anything. I have a group of us, and I'm included in that loves sun, moon, and stars. And he hand did this moon and star ring that was just open, and it has flown off the shelves.
So you can get the piece of jewelry of your dreams.
Absolutely.
That's
if you can
great.
think it, we can make it.
That's wonderful.
And if you can't think it, I can help you create it.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about your background. How did you start K. Hollis Jewelers?
Well, that's a funny story. I was a teacher for 15 years, and I decided to take a break, and I went to the Gem and Jewelry Show with my couple girlfriends, and came home with all this jewelry, and my husband's like, oh, I called him from the show, and I said, you know that credit card for emergencies only? I'm having one. So $2,000 later, I came home with all these beads and just started putting jewelry together. And 3 weeks later, everything was sold off my body, and it just, he's like, whatever. And then I started doing trunk shows, and nobody was doing trunk shows. This was like 15 years ago, and before I knew it, I had 1,000 people, and he was like, we got to get you out of the house. And I was just having fun. I mean, nobody's ever taught me how to make jewelry. It just kind of came, and I'm, and they're like, teach me how to do it, and I'm like, I don't know how to teach you. It just happens. I just put things together in colors, and so we were looking for a place to put the jewelry, and I didn't like any of the options that way. And I looked at all the jewelry stores around, and it wasn't what I had in my head. And I really wanted it to be like you were walking into my living room. So we created a 1,800 square foot spot that was very homey. We hired people, not salespeople. I don't like salespeople. I figured I could teach them about jewelry, so that was. We kind of did the exact opposite of everybody
and it worked
around, and it's working really well.
Now, you said you didn't know nothing about jewelry, but since then...
I've gone back to school, and I've gotten a couple degrees, and that has helped me as far as a designer and knowing what I can do, learned more about diamonds and gemstones. That part I'm just passionate about because I love being able to... I mean, the perfect gift is when you're designing something for someone and they go, oh, it's like, I love that sound. So being able to get that sound has been a passion.
And so my favorite employee who works for nothing except maybe a pat on the head.
Yeah, he's fun.
Tell us about my favorite employee.
Murphy is our #1 marketing guy. He is amazing. He is a 3-year-old mini golden doodle who dresses up in a tie for special events and he's our store greeter. When you walk in, he will come and greet you at the door. He loves kids, he loves adults. The only time he gets really mad is when you walk by the store and you don't come in. So always come in.
So he's your sales agent as well?
He is. He comes to work every day with me, just sits in the car. When I have a morning meeting, he gets really mad that he's not coming in the car with me.
So, how can people find you? Tell us about where you are and your contact information so people know how they can find you and just come and check it out, right?
Sure. We're at 147 South Randall Road in Batavia in the Jewel Shopping Center. I'm the whole south end from GNC over. We're right on the corner, right closer to Main Street.
And website, phone number?
Yeah, khollisjewelers.com. We're also on Facebook, so like us on Facebook. Join our email at khollisjewelers.com and find out all the cool events that will be happening at the wine bar. I'm really excited about this year and all the new events. We have a recipe club on the first Wednesday of every month, 100 plus women. That is every 3 months. The next meeting's July 11th. And there's always something going on.
Excellent. We were looking forward to that. So thank you so much for joining us today, Karen.
Thank you.
Take care. And thank you for tuning in to Batavia's Spotlight. Remember, you can watch us on Comcast Channel 17, AT&T UVerse Channel 99, or on our website, www.mybatv.com. I'm your host, Ellen Huxtable, and we'll see you again next time. If you have any questions or comments, please contact us at 630-937-5413 or email us at info@mybatv.com. And have a wonderful day.